and relax as I cover My Hero Academia Ruins.
Oh, okay, so it's inspired by okay.
Uraraka died from suffocation in space when she accidentally activated her quirk when she...
What's up, fellas? It's me, Hoodydude.
The depraved My Hero Academia horror AU. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie, I've been in my horror AU bag for a minute, bruh. I've been checking out the Bluey horror AU, the How to Train Your Dragon horror AU. I've been fucking with a lot of horror stuff, man. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out my guy, my Casey Valentine, bro. One of the goats in terms of covering this shit. The original creator of the AU was a guy named Remoromox? Remoromox. You know what? Got it. But bro, I'm excited, gang. Again, original. Fuck y'all. Lock in. Okay, actually no. Before we get into this shit, bro, I don't know if it's gonna be an infection AU or something. Or more like I don't know, because it doesn't say infection. All I know is I want Baku bitch to die. I hate Bakugo. He annoys the fuck out of me. He gets better later on. I agree, actually he does. But like as it currently stands, it doesn't make up for it. He still annoys the shit out of me. Like after rewatching My Hero Academia to catch up with the new hero or the war arc, bruh, I can't stand Bakugo. That motherfucker is so annoying. Bakugo, I need to die. I need Monoma to die. He annoys the shit out of me. I need that useless fucker with the twin impact, that fat fuck with the fucking Dragon Ball Z scouter thing. I need his ass to die. He's wasting his fucking power. I low-key want, like, Froppy to die. You know? Hold on. I want Froppy to die because, like, I low-key think it'll be funny. But the characters I feel like Sugar Man is gonna die because it's fucking Sugar Man. Who cares? Koda's gonna die a horrible fucking death. I'm guessing, but let's get straight to it, bro. I've been wanting to watch this for a while, but
Having superpowers would absolutely suck. That idea was explored in the Marvel miniseries Ruins.
Okay, to be fair, Marvel Ruins is designed for, like, that whole universe is designed for it to fail. To be fair. I feel like in real life, all the superpowers wouldn't be that bad. Like, I feel like I feel like flight wouldn't be that bad of a superpower. Super strength wouldn't be that bad, unless it's like Superman OD level strength. Like imagine like touching your partner and they blow up or some shit. You're trying to that sounds awful. But like flight wouldn't be that bad. Daredevil's powers wouldn't be that bad in terms of like enhanced senses. I don't think so. Like talking to animals wouldn't be that bad. Talking to fish, nah. Shapeshifting wouldn't be bad either. Actually, no, because I feel like you develop identity issues. But okay.
In that series, we see our favorite Marvel superheroes suffer the worst fates possible. Spider-Man gets a deadly disease instead of powers.
Well, you know, he just got, AIDS.
The Avengers are dead, and other terrible things. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. A Spanish TikToker named Remo X decided to explore this concept on their own, this time with the anime My Hero Academia. This
Really?
series is purely in Spanish, so I had to do all the translations on my own. So not everything will be clear cut, but I tried my best. Just sit back and relax as I cover My Hero Academia Ruins.
Oh, okay, so it's inspired by okay.
Uraraka died from suffocation in space when she accidentally activated her quirk when she...
Dude, off rip, Zayo.
She was a child.
How the fuck did she even lose her shoe?
They did not recover her body.
I would assume so, she's in space. She's with fucking Apollo 11. Or...
corpse is still floating in space.
I still remember that case of Ochako Uraraka. Yes, the Uravity case from what I've heard. Her body is still...
Izuku Midoriya's like the investigator? That's cool as fuck.
in orbit. How unfortunate. I was just a child when it happened. At those times, I still thought that having a quirk was something good. A blessing. I was wrong.
Izuku Midoriya. Katsuki Bakugo, in a fit of anger, destroyed his house and accidentally killed his parents, losing his arms in the process. Currently, he is a demented vagrant. Upon meeting Izuku, yells incoherently at him and calls him Deku.
I feel pity for Kacchan. I remember that we played together when we were kids. Now he just yells at me and babbles nonsense. It's as
No, it's not that far off.
if the Bakugo I knew died in that accident, and what's left is just a twisted and reasonless replacement who tries to imitate that old boy I used to call my friend.
Izuku Midoriya. Mina Ashido's quirk is slowly disfiguring and killing her. People call her Alien Queen and treat her like an animal.
I didn't understand why they called her Alien Queen until I saw her. It hurt to see her. That acid liquid coming out of every pore of her body, her pink and infected skin falling off, the steam coming out of her flesh, those twisted horns stick out from her skull.
That's okay. I'm liking where this is going. Bakugo, but the fact that Bakugo is alive kind of irks me. Uravity dying in space as a toddler, kind of fucking funny. Like she didn't think to put her hands together again. She's a child, Hoodydude. She's a child. Oh, tell her ass to lock in then. You couldn't put like, couldn't have like thrown a fucking rope at her.
She looked like a strange creature from a science fiction movie.
Damn.
Everything is in the perspective of Deku, who's working as an investigator or a journalist of sorts. His role reflects that of Phil Sheldon, the main character of Marvel Ruins.
Yeah.
So far, this is a perfect introduction into this AU,
Yeah, I like it
making
as well.
use of the main characters. The fates of the characters shown off just feel so realistic. If any of these quirks were in the real world, I think these outcomes are likely.
Bakugo's no. Uravity, I can see. But at the same time, I feel like if you're a parent, right? Oh, a fucking reasonable parent, and your child has the ability to float with no limit, I feel like you're going to take the necessary precautions. Because I don't know how Uravity's parents were, but I feel like if my parents figured out I could fucking float, they would like tie me, bro, like with like a rope or some shit. I would like be carrying weights or something. You know, I feel like Uravity's is hella preventable. Bakugo's is Bakugo. Who cares? Pinky Low? Ashido? Oh my god, that's completely realistic. Like, the fucking acid shit, yeah, that's really realistic, bro.
Bakugo's new backstory is very similar to that of Shigaraki's, so I'm wondering how they'll do him. I always found Bakugo to be a really annoying character, but this time I actually felt bad for him.
I don't.
He looks like your average gas station tweaker. Imagine being Deku and just seeing your childhood best friend in that state. As for Mina, her segment was also very tragic. In the show, she has this cute pink appearance, but here she's a full-on monster. It didn't really help that people were making fun of her either. She honestly has the worst fate out of these three because she's facing a really slow and humiliating death.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Mr. Valentine. Gravity floating to the depths of space is like a toddler freezing slowly. Because your gravity's flow, if you didn't watch the show, is not like quick as fuck. It's slow as shit. She's slow. Dude, also, where are the heroes? You telling me none of the motherfuckers could fly? But whatever. Dude, she's slowly flying away, dude. Feeling the fucking, oh my god, entering the cold vastness of space. Her body's not even found, dude. She's a little space debris now.
What I was wondering is whether or not there was an attempt to save these characters. For Uraraka's case, there's quirks that can fly and jump really high, plus planes and helicopters exist. Also
she's too far up. You can fly! She's gone. She's too far gone. She's 20 feet in the air. I can't do nothing. All-mindedness like AU's like a fucking drug addict.
World of My Hero Academia has advanced technology and healing quirks. I feel like a lot of these things could have been reduced or cured in some way. I was originally going to do a Deku impression for this video, but it would not fit the tone at all.
I can!
Kirishima's quirk is more of a disease that hardens and dries his skin, causing it to peel off his flesh and causing his joints to lose mobility.
Okay, that makes sense.
He commits sometime after being interviewed by Izuku Midoriya.
I'm fed up with this illness, with this life, with this body. I'm fed up with this world, which is withering away, just like me.
Eijiro Kirishima. Koji Koda hid in the mountains trying to escape from people, and the heroes who wanted to kill him considered him a threat because of his quirk and his monstrous appearance. He lives like a hermit. It is rumored that he devours people, abuses women, and manipulates animals to spy on his victims who are lost in the forest.
Okay, where the fuck does abused women come from? Isn't he a hermit? What sane woman is going to the fucking woods by herself to meet this fucking hermit? It's like, fuck that guy. Or be in a relationship with him. What? No sane person. Where did abused women come from? What the fuck?
They call me crazy for trying to interview monsters and aberrant beings. If I had the opportunity to do what? They say I wouldn't interview Koji Koda, I would interview the heroes.
Fumikage Tokoyami, unable to control Dark Shadow, was brutally murdered by him. The heroes who tried to kill him after hearing his cries for help were also killed. After his death, they considered him a terrorist.
Why?
Ignoring that he was just a child who needed help.
I don't know who I am anymore. The ID or the self?
Letter found in Tokoyami's room. I think Kirishima's case shows that these quirks are more than just these quirks being applied to the real world, but also slightly altered versions from their canon counterparts. Of course, in an even worse way. Anyone in Kirishima's case would want to do the same thing he did. It's just unfortunate there wasn't an attempt to help him mentally or physically. Now for Koji, his segment felt really out of character.
That's what I'm
Koji
saying.
is more of a lighthearted character. Him abusing women and eating people just doesn't sit right with me.
I feel like a lot of the abusing women shit came out of nowhere. I don't know where that fucking left haymaker came from. But the hermit thing, I feel like those are all rumors though. Like he's because Koda's been known to be shy, like hella shy, right? So it makes sense for him to be considered as like shut in the woods, right? And then people make up stories about him, how he's like this monster that eats people when he's just alone and isolated because he's that shy or anxious, you know what I mean? So Koda's makes sense. The abused women part though, I don't know what the fuck. He got like a Koda hater, bro. Like motherfuckers were like piling in. I heard he eats dogs and animals. He's a wild animal. He abuses women, and he's also like what the fuck?
His quirk is literally just talking to animals. It's not harmful to anyone and it's really useful. Even appearance-wise, he doesn't look that bad compared to other mutation quirks.
Chill. I think his
Deku trying to
anxiety just
interview
killed
him shows two things. His dedication to the cause, whatever that may be, and that he has a heart in this dark universe. Tokoyami is my second favorite character in the whole series, number 1 being Aizawa. So him dying, damn that hurt. I really like Deku's monologue about Tokoyami. He really does sympathize with him. With the way the heroes are, it's almost like we're getting out of the boys situation. Would Deku be Billy Butcher in this case?
I don't think so. Oh my god, grape juice. Wait, how are they gonna do All Might in this? All Might never exist? That'd be kind of fire. Who is my? I want to see Midoriya. I feel like you could do. Oh my god, Midoriya might be fucked.
Minoru Mineta lived in a poor and dangerous area of
yeah.
the city. His quirk caused his body to develop tumors that
okay.
formed him and caused him a lot of pain. He was killed by a mob after trying to make a pass at a local woman.
It's amazing how many monsters
That's bad. Damn, rah! You know you bad. You know you a bad bitch.
lurk in this city, but the monsters that scare me the most are the ones that don't hide.
Kyoka Jiro was a young anarchist who led her own rock punk band against the government and the heroes.
What the fuck?
With her quirk, she listened to secret conversations between the heroes and politicians, and implemented them in her songs to expose the government. She was tortured and executed for knowing too much.
You know what? Ali, what a way to go.
Pigs are praised and heroes chastised.
Excerpt from a song by Jiro. Izuku Midoriya meets Rei Todoroki in an alley, delirious and with her body completely burned. She carries around a doll with half its face melted off, which she calls Shoto.
I had to do it, Shoto. He was going to. He'll come and kill us. He killed them. All of us, Shoto. He killed you.
Rei Todoroki. Besides the tumors, I'm just wondering how Mineta's quirk works. I'm really glad Jiro didn't have some serious mutation. Honestly, her being a punk using her quirk in her music to go against the government is just so badass. Considering the whole punk culture is about being anti-government, this really appealed to me. I wish she survived, but the way she went out was pretty cool. Now the Todoroki bit was dark as hell. Endeavor was already a shitty person, but who knew an alternate version of him would go so far to burn his wife and kill his kids? I wonder if Dobby somehow survived.
Probably not.
Even Sero tried to be a hero by not having a license. He was seen as a criminal and was killed. Izuku Midoriya found his corpse in a trash can wrapped in his own tape.
Jesus, okay. So he was found as a criminal. Well, like what? They could have put him in jail or nothing? Just had to kill him?
Humans are evil by nature. Are heroes human? Are we still human?
Graffiti. Author unknown. Mashirao Ojiro was born with a deformity similar to a parasitic twin. He thinks it's a quirk.
I know it's a quirk.
I think it's a quirk.
I'm not like you. I'm superior. I'm like them. I'm a god.
Mashirao Ujiro. Due to Tenya Ida's family position in the government, he became one of the most respected heroes. He tortures and kills criminals who are against him or the government. We can see that Jiro is the one being killed.
I am a savior, a hero, the purifier of the world. I will be the symbol of peace.
So he's like one of those rec room, like, roleplay moderators. Why was Roblox mod? Fail RP! Bit.
Tenya
Bit
Ida.
'em.
If Sarah was killed for being a hero without a license, then I'm guessing the vigilantes are completely decimated. Ojiro's quirk always seemed like a pain to have, and this AU made it worse. I think it's really interesting he has a god complex. If I had a parasitic tail in a world where people have superpowers, I sure as hell would not consider myself a god. Now,
I'd probably kill myself, I'm not gonna lie. If I had a parasitic twin, ugh. Actually, no, I had someone to talk to. You know what? Valid.
Ida killing Jiro, he's forever an op. I think it's very in character for him because his whole personality in the show
Is like
revolves around
authority.
him being a perfectionist. I think it's
Yeah.
also interesting to point out that he used the words symbol of peace, the same term that's given to All Might. Rikido Sato is afraid of using his quirk and avoids eating all kinds of sugar. He believes that quirks are a divine punishment.
When I broke a kid's fingers in kindergarten, I knew I was a monster.
No, you were just a fucking baby. Shut up.
We're all monsters.
What did I do? I'm broke and I recorded my car. What the fuck? What did I do? Because he speaks for yourself, loser.
Rikido Sato. After the death of Kyokajiro, Denki Kaminari carried out an attack in the middle of the city using his quirk out of revenge. It caused a massive blackout and killed several heroes and civilians. The excess of electricity in his body caused him to be burned.
They thought it was a new test weapon, a new atomic bomb, but he was a man with a broken heart.
Izuku Midoriya.
What did I
Momo
was about to say? What did he do to Yarurozu?
Yarurozu's family gave her to Endeavor to be one of his concubines.
What the fuck?
Due to his quirk, Endeavor uses it to breed the perfect hero.
It's a failure.
Endeavor. I'm really glad we have some kind of
What the fuck?
normalcy in the form of Sato. He's just a chill guy in both the show and in this AU. His segment showed that people without any harmful quirks and aren't trying to oppose the government just live normal lives. Normal-ish lives, I should say. Speaking of opposing the government, I was pleasantly surprised to see that Kaminari was a rebel. He went the Anakin route without becoming Darth Vader. As for the Yaoyorozu part, it
Jesus.
felt so unnecessary.
Yeah, what the fuck? I thought you were gonna make her like, I thought he was gonna do some bit where like, cause she's rich, right? Maybe she like got like assassinated because she was rich or some shit. Or maybe she like the supremacist like Ida. What the fuck? They sold her off? There was no way, she was rich!
I'd much prefer if this AU never had any of those freakish moments, but this one is so out of place. Yaoyorozu is from a rich family. There was literally no reason for her family
What the fuck? Freaky ass, bruh!
to just give her away. The Momo we know in the show is underaged, and let's say they did age up the characters
That is also crazy as
in
fuck.
this AU. There's a whole 20-30 year age gap between the two characters. Momo was literally the same age as Shoto. Yeah, no, this part was just not needed, and didn't make sense in general. I feel like there would have been so many better ways to do Yaoyorozu in this AU.
Yeah, you could have just made her as like this supremacist because he's rich, right? Maybe she's like just like cold and calculated rich. She like fucking, she's like Steph Curry. She hates the fucking housing. No housing. Or maybe like do the opposite where like she got murdered because she was providing free housing with her quirk or some shit. Or like, and then like the government said like, hey, no. And just like shot her. Like what the fuck?
At birth, Mezo Shoji was subjected to multiple experiments in order to grant gifts to people born without them. He lives in the basement of a laboratory in a pool of his own blood, suffering pure agony.
He has 12 eyes, 5 mouths. I saw his screams. That wasn't a gift. That was chaos.
Unknown subject heard on a podcast. Yuga Aoyama was a renowned and self-centered hero. In one of his acts of heroism, prepared to gain more recognition, his quirk went out of control, splitting him in half and frying him from the inside.
Wait, but his quirk wasn't even originally his. This was all for one still in this?
I'll show you how brilliant I can be.
Yuga Aoyama's last words, Suyu Asui, is the product of inbreeding and a powerful mutation due to her quirk. Her family was rejected long ago by society for their gifts that modified their appearance. They live in the sewers and are cannibals. They are compared to the Kappas.
I saw
That's cool though. I actually like Sue becoming like a Kappa. I kind of fuck with that.
one of those kappa chewing on what used to be a child's head before jumping into the sewer. Those horrendous guttural sounds. I still have nightmares.
Naomasa Tsukachi. I always felt like Shoji was an underdog, but his quirk would be a bitch to have.
Yeah.
Aoyama dying the way he did, yeah, it felt really in character for him. Now,
Yeah.
Suyu was a shock to me, but it made so much sense.
I like that.
Her
I
being
like
a cannibal monster is very understandable. Oh, and her design? It's fucking terrifying. Just imagine walking late at night and seeing that thing. Yeah.
I'd probably cry.
Hell nah. Rather than get a couple character info dumps, we get a montage focusing on Midoriya, The Ruins, Part 1. Izuku Midoriya, age 26. Quirk not labeled.
They were productive years, 10 years of research. I guess everything has come to an end. I'm not complaining. I didn't do it out of obligation, nor for work. I didn't do it for money. I didn't do it with the aim of harming. Still, I would have liked to see some hope for this world in ruins. I'm afraid. I want to scream. A lot of pain. I want to ask for help. Help? Don't you see it, Izuku? You're the villain. No one will help you. At least, I'd like to know what's killing me. Part 2. Claw? No, a hand? Is it pointing at me? What is this pain I feel? So much heat.
So is all for one just like, or all one for all, like a fucking,
Am I dying? I don't want to die. My life can't end like this. What the hell? What is that? Are you making fun of me? Did he say something
is that
to
All
me?
Might?
It's like he's trying to talk to me.
What we're seeing is a vision of All Might, but in a much creepier form.
Did he say something to me? It's like he's trying to talk to me. Is it death? Is it real? No, please. At least I want to know what it says.
He's just disintegrated.
I need to know. I need to know. Final agonizing attack. Incineration ghost.
We get a frame focusing on Deku's burnt journal and a bunch of burnt photos. Name, Izuku Midoriya. Status, dead. Ability, none.
Wait, what?
We shift our perspective to another character with a burning and skeletal appearance.
Ghost cremation. Not bad. Maybe a little far-fetched.
The next image introduces a new character in an uncanny looking mask and holding Ida's photo.
What a way to take photos. So old-fashioned. It's obvious this guy was an idiot. How curious. Had too much information about us.
Hero name, peace symbol. Identity unknown. Ability. What's yours is mine.
What a coincidence. How lucky. Who would have thought that using this civilian as your target would benefit us so much? Your dad would be very happy, Ghost Fathom. Did you incinerate the old man too? Calm down, arsonist.
Hero name, Ghost Fathom. Identity unknown. Ability, ethanol fire. The hand appears again.
There was too much killing for today. You learned the basics of being a hero. Confidence, control, and power.
Oh, that's evil All Might.
Now we get a full view of this version of All Might. We see him say the words.
Now is you. You.
So, Deku is dead. Great. Of course, this is to reflect the fate of Phil Sheldon in
From
the
the original
original
Ruins,
Marvel
yeah.
Ruins comics. Also, it's really unclear as to what All Might's role is, or who he is. Like, he seems evil, but the look on his face says otherwise. The man in the
Nah, he looks evil in the face. I ain't gonna hold you.
mask is most likely All For One, considering he's the overarching villain of the manga, but also, he has the name Symbol of Peace. As for the kid, he's likely Dabi, but he could
Yeah.
also be Monoma because Monoma's hero name is Phantom Thief, which
Okay.
is very similar to this character's hero name, though that could be a coincidence or a translation error. A lot happens here, and it's really hard to tell what is going on. Izuku Midoriya met Mustard in an alley on the wrong side of town. He was a young woman.
What?
Who had the misfortune of falling victim to his quirk. Mustard knocked Midoriya unconscious, then took his camera and grotesque photographs.
When I woke
Right.
up, the girl and the monster were gone. But what was there were those photos. I've seen thousands of atrocities in my life, but what he did, what that did, I still can't erase it from my memory.
Izuku Midoriya. Iguchi Shuichi, alias Spinner, was a man with a congenital disease that deformed his body and made him acquire lizard-like features. He
Okay.
killed several low-class heroes and students at UA. He was sentenced to death, and it was always doubtful whether he had a gift.
Those lifeless eyes, its scaly, dry skin. I'm sure that was more than just a fucking deformed thing.
Damn.
Very few can kill heroes and live to tell the tale. I can still remember its putrid smell.
So this is like the League of Villains.
It was
Okay.
hard to take his hands off the electric chair when he was roasted.
Former Tartare officer Goto Imisuji, aka the Muscular, does not possess any gift and had the bad luck of being exhibited as a cruel and aberrant spectacle, where his skin is cut off while he is still unconscious, while another person regenerates his wounds. To repeat this process again and again.
Come and see the incredible Muscular.
Mr.
Oh, she's like a oh,
Compress. We then
that's cool.
get a grotesque looking hand holding an image of Spinner.
Do you want to know
I'm
what
assuming that's
Olbert
Shigaraki.
told me? You'll know, Dad.
Okay, so I'm still not a fan of the sexual crime scenes.
Yeah, like what the? What the fuck? Thank you, Mr. Valentine. I'm not either. Wait, what? That's it, dude. It's so left field. What the fuck?
But the villain with the mind-controlling abilities using his quirk for heinous acts? I mean, I guess it makes sense.
That makes
now
sense.
with Spinner,
Oh,
him being a guy with a skin disease rather than an actual lizard man really intrigues me. It reminded me of the fact that some versions of Killer Croc in Batman media is just a guy with a skin disease rather than an actual crocodile man.
Just the guy who has just never used lotion.
Now that last figure could be one of two people.
I'm sure it's
It could
Shigaraki.
either be Shigaraki or it could also be Dobby, considering looking all fucked up fits both of their descriptions.
I think it should.
Kurogiri was a creature that had a black hole-like portal in its head. It was found wandering the streets, absorbing and tearing apart anyone who crossed its path.
That's
From one
cool
moment
as
to
fuck.
the next, he disappeared. The heroes took credit for his supposed defeat.
My wife, she was pregnant. That thing sucked her baby from her womb and then ripped her to shreds with something I'm sure neither I nor the heroes took down that damn thing.
Ken Takagi. Jin Bubagawara is a
Twice!
psychiatric patient who underwent a lobotomy due to his multiple delusions. He said he wasn't the only one, that there were others like him out there.
Izuku Midoriya was planning to interview me, but the only thing they found in his room was a puddle of mud. I'm not real. I'm just an illusion. I'm a magic trick. A bad joke.
Jin Bubagawara. Deku's quote regarding Bakugo shows up again.
He sweats nitroglycerin, right? That suit will keep him sweating. He's like a rabid dog. All he needs is a leash. That suit, plus the sweat and the detonators, result in a powerful human bomb. True, Moonfish?
It's interesting Twice got a lobotomy.
Okay.
It really shows how cruel and inhumane the government is in this new universe. As for
I mean, not far off. No, I'm joking.
Moonfish, he's one of the creepier characters in the show. It was only about time they introduced him. But combining him with Bakugo, that was definitely very interesting.
I like that. It's kind of cool.
Add the fact that he's a literal living nuke. Who
I
knows
fuck
what
with
the
that.
government is
That's cool
planning.
as fuck.
I have to admit, reading this was fun, but it had so many problems. It felt like a nice change of pace talking about an AU that isn't infection related. The art is visually stunning, but it is also so dreadful and terrifying. It combined the darker panels of the manga with body horror.
What I don't like is the shock value. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a shock value type of guy. I feel like the whole SA, like sexual assaulting, was like all based for shock value, because hey, sexual assault is bad, right? Hot take. I'm so brave, I know. But like everyone knows sexual assault is bad, but like it's just why? It's so unneeded. Also, it's so out of character, so it is like shock value. So it's like whatever.
Creating a new, depressing world to live in. A lot of the character segments were very well done and went hand in hand in their canon counterparts. However, with others, it felt like they butchered the characters and just messed them up for the sake of shock value. I also had a problem with the overuse of sexual crimes.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I'm not gonna hold you.
If it's portrayed well, i.e. something like Berserk, then sure. But here, it just wasn't done so well. It
It's
just
shock
felt
value.
like it was added for the sake of edge. It just feels so gross reading those sections. What we're seeing is a prologue that will build up to an overarching story. There were a lot of things that weren't clear, such as what everyone's roles are and why this world is the way it is.
Well, I don't think. Okay, but okay, for the role thing, I'm kind of happy not everyone has a role, because it makes sense. Like in real life, not everyone has a fucking role to do. They just do their thing, right? The sexual assault thing, yeah, that's fucking weird. That's just shock value, which I whatever.
But I think that just leads to theorizing. And I also like how we're having the boys kind of storyline where the heroes are actually the villains. There's so much more potential in terms of quirks and characters we could explore. Like I'm wondering what happened to Aizawa, Mirio, and my goat LeBron.
What happened to LeBron? But like Mirio, I feel I'm shocked Mirio wasn't mentioned in this.
Now that Deku's gone, who could be the new protagonist? Overall, a very enjoyable AU with fun concepts and amazing art. It's just a lot of things could be done better. Oh yeah, I started a Patreon at $1.99 a month. You can do Q&As, hints at future videos, such as the next Infection AU video, and having a shout out at the end of each video. Check out this guy. He was the first person on my
Dude, I should do the Patreon and just
Patreon. That could be you as well. You can help expand that list by going to patreon.com/MyCaseyValentine. Take care of yourselves, and of course, as usual, please have yourselves a damn good one.
Bro, shout out my Casey Valentine, bro. Check out my guy. He's so underrated, cuz he's 31K. He's fucking goated as fuck. All right? But, bro, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't like that shit. Like, this felt so edgy, bro. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Uraraka, what I fuck with. Sue being a Kappa, I kind of fuck with that as well. I'm not going to hold you. I kind of like that. Koji, I think Koji's done really well if he did it from the standpoint of, like, him being so shy he retreated to the woods and people made up stories about him being, like, this hermit, this fucking yada yada man-eating. Like, I don't know what the fuck's up with, like, the sexual assault shit and then abusing women coming out of left field. Like, I know Marvel Ruins or the whole Ruins vibe is supposed to be like, bad, everything gone's bad. But at the same time, it's supposed to be good, though. I was dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's the entire thing. There are some great things I like about it. But, like, what the fuck? Ew. That's so fucking gross. Like, I never got the whole, and then he was a sexual abuser, as, like, a fucking, like, shock value thing. Sexual assault, like he said earlier, sexual assault can always be used to, like, advance the story, right? But it has to be written well. You can't just add sexual abuse as a little sprinkle on top and expect it to be seen as more serious, right? Because everyone knows sexual assault is bad. For example, I hear it mentioned, like, Berserk. I'm reading Berserk right now. I just started reading Berserk. It has so much, like, sexual content in it, but it's actually fucking well done. You know what I mean? It makes sense. It makes sense within the story, right? And it's not really something that's, like, I don't know. It's handled way better in Berserk. I don't know. This kind of just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't even want to upload this shit. What the fuck? But no, Uraraka dying off, like, I'm not gonna lie, it was funny as fuck. Like, because if your child has, like, the quirk, or no, because I know quirks develop, like, when the child reaches a certain age, right? You know? When a child reaches a certain age, you know what I'm saying, Cuddy? But, like, at the same time, like, none of y'all motherfuckers had a vertical? Y'all couldn't jump up to dunk the basketball, bruh? Y'all couldn't throw a rope or some shit? Ah, she's gone. Oh, fuck. Yeah, man, that's gonna wrap up today's video, bro. Shout out Mr. Casey, my Casey Valentine. Shout out the original creator of this shit, Remore Rocks. Shout out everyone involved with this production. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's video, buddy. Love y'all. Peace. Bye.
When it all falls down and you can't get up, your dick in the dust and you stuck in a rut. The corporate is corrupt and the government is evil. All they do is control and manipulate the people. I have no equal, I'm way above it. Let you know off the top, I ain't the rap you wanna fuck with all this trash in the public. The rap game litter, it's a goddamn shame. The best rappers are strippers. These lyrics I deliver, dropping words of the wisdom. I don't fuck with people who always playing the victim.